Hi everyone, welcome to our second edition of the show, Newlyfriends. Let's meet our teams. First up, we have Hannah and Mr. Scott. You guys want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Hannah and I'm an 11th grade student.
And I am Mr. Scott, and I am the theater high school director, teacher.
And how long have you guys known each other?
Here's
3 years.
Oh, that's great. And let's meet our other team. We have Miss Barbag and Andrew Gaines.
Hey guys, I'm Andrew Gaines. I'm in 12th grade.
And I'm Mrs. Barbag. I'm the math department chair and lover of calculus. And I've been teaching here for 13 years.
Hey, hold on. Wait, we have another Scott. Scott, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I am the other Scott. I'm in 12th grade here at North Broward Prep.
And who are you playing with today?
Myself, I've known myself for 18 years.
Sounds good. So Scott, meet Mr. Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Scott.
Thanks, Scott. Hi, Hannah.
Don't mess this up. Don't mess up.
Welcome back to our first round. I'm going to ask you a quick series of questions based on your partner, and we're going to see who is the best Newly friend. First question is for you, Miss Barbag. What is the most memorable thing you have done with this student in your classroom?
I don't know, maybe played basketball. When we're doing review, I like to make up different games. Sometimes it's the unfair game, sometimes it's basketball. And, Andrew plays basketball, so he's always, not only are my students pretty competitive, but when they've played the sport, they really get into it. So he goes Kobe on them,
Mr. Scott, what's the most memorable thing Hannah has done in your room?
Last year, we did this thing called half character masks, and I just got them, and they are really, really cool, and all of them are really like these ugly faces that you were supposed to make a character, you're supposed to embrace the mask. And she took that and went 1,000% more than your average person. She really connected to it. And it was the first time I really wow, this is a big game changer for her. It was really awesome to see her play a character full on and commit to it. It was really great. So yeah, I apologize if I'm swiveling. I've been told not to by my wife.
What is the most memorable thing you've done in your life?
Basketball teammates from freshman year will remember this one. My first freshman basketball game, I played pretty well against Gulliver, and ever since then, my teammates will make a joke about, whenever I have another basketball game, they'll just refer to that game, just play like Gulliver, bring out the Gulliver Scott. So I think that would be a good one.
Now we're gonna go right back to you, Miss Barbag. If this student was a cartoon character, who would they be?
He's smart, but funny. Think like Pinky and the Brain. But that's too old school. I don't think anybody would get that reference. Oh no, I don't like that answer. I need something better.
Do you want me to come back to you?
Yeah, come back to me.
Okay, same question for you, Mr. Scott.
I'm going to go with Olaf. And the reason why is Hannah is very sweet. She's actually got a great heart. And if it was no COVID, she'd probably be hugging everybody in the world. And I think that is very similar to her, those characteristics.
Okay, Scott, if you were a cartoon character, who would you be?
I forget what his name is, but the main character in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, because he's just very creative, comes up with a lot of fun stuff. He has a very bright imagination, and he likes to have a good time. So
Awesome. Miss Barbag, did you come up with your final answer?
Yeah, we'll have to go with Pinky and the Brain. The Brain.
What is the worst or the funniest thing the student has done in your class?
There was, I always try to support my students, outside of class as well. And Andrew was playing in some basketball tournament, and it was over the weekend. So I had decided that my boys would come too, and we'd all go, and we'd be like a whole cheering section for North Broward basketball. And we showed up for the game just as the game was ending, because although Andrew knew I was coming to the game, he forgot to let me know when he found out that the time of the game had changed and their game got moved up like an hour or two or whatever. So we showed up just in time to watch the visiting teams play. Not intentional, but I know he was pretty embarrassed by it.
How about you, Mr. Scott? What's the funniest or the worst thing the student has done in your class or your presence? You're on mute.
In a rehearsal once, okay, we did this thing called for fun one time. As we get closer to the end, we have everybody play other people's parts, and she played the main person in Rose Tattoo, and she went crazy. She started flailing her arms in the air, running back and forth in the space. We had no idea what she was doing, but we didn't know Hannah that well at the time, and she just was like, I'm playing the lead, but it's only for like 10 minutes, and she went crazy. And it's to this day, we still bring that up.
Scott, what is the worst thing you've ever done?
I studied too hard for my math test, and I regret it every day. I only got 102.
All right, well, thank you guys. You guys are going to go be able to chat. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
What's going on?
Okay.
What is the craziest or most memorable thing that Mr. Scott has done in the classroom?
It's a fun story. So I was a freshman in high school, and we do this thing called a 5-minute run, and he makes us like do our shows in 5 minutes before the performances. So he switched everybody's character around, and I was the lead in this 5-minute run. And there I was, little freshman Hannah. I was so nervous, and everybody was laughing at me, and Mr. Scott put me through that, and it was so bad, but it was a memorable experience.
If Mr. Scott was a cartoon character, who would he be?
Donald Duck.
Why?
Because he's on the outside, I feel like he looks scary, but on the inside, and when you get to know him, he's such a nice person, and he just wants the best for everybody.
And what is the funniest thing Mr. Scott has done, Hannah?
He told me that he had a son in a different state, and he completely convinced me that his 2 daughters, who I know very well, are not his only children. Things that we still joke about to this day, that I think that he has a son named Conrad.
Mr. Gaines, same questions for you. What is the craziest or most memorable thing Miss Bartag has done in the classroom?
Basketball probably gets pretty tense sometimes in the classroom. It's a little review game that we play before tests, and you got different levels that you throw the basketball into this basket, and after you answer a question right, you get a chance at scoring the basket from different levels. But in one basketball game, she's called her shot, and she took it from behind the furthest line.
If she was a cartoon character, who would she be? Did you say Peppa Pig?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Why did you say Peppa Pig?
Well, Peppa Pig is a children's cartoon, and Miss Barbag has 3 small children, so it's the perfect fit.
What is the worst or the funniest thing Miss Barbag has done?
I don't know, giving us an extra hard test.
Okay, we're gonna bring everyone back. We're gonna start where you guys get to guess what each other said about you. The first question that we asked was, what is the craziest or most memorable thing you have done with the student in the classroom, or vice versa, the teacher has done? So, Miss Barbag, when we asked Andrew what was the craziest or most memorable thing that you have done in the classroom, what do you think he said?
Making my 5-point basketball shot from across the room.
Yes, that's a What was the funniest, the most memorable or craziest thing that you've done while in the room, and what did she say?
Lip synced.
She actually said, as a freshman, you did a 5-minute run and you calmed her down, and that was the most memorable.
No.
That's not the correct answer. Each student was able to say if you were a Disney character. What Disney character do you think, Miss Barbag, Andrew thinks you are?
It was a cartoon character, not Disney.
Cartoon character, yes.
Minnie Mouse. No, I don't know.
Andrew actually said Peppa Pig, the children's cartoon, and you have 3 children. Mr. Scott, what cartoon character did Hannah say you are, and why? No interaction. Hey!
Hey, no
I'm
interaction.
sorry, Hannah. Unfortunately, that I have to take half a point off for what you just.
What did you do? Let's say Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Why do you think she would say Shaggy from Scooby-Doo?
Because really nice guy, loves his dog, loves his family, and just, laid back, introvert.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. She said you're Donald Duck. Scary on the outside, but sweet and soft on the inside. Next question is for you, Mr. Scott. We asked Hannah, what is the worst or the funniest thing you have done or told your student? And what do you think she said?
I just don't know.
She said that you told her that you have a son in another state named Conrad. Andrew, what is the most memorable or crazy thing that you have done in her classroom? What did she say? There's 20 seconds on the clock.
I've been pretty good at math ball a couple times, hitting some shots.
That's correct. Hannah, what about you? What is the most memorable or craziest thing that you've done in Mr. Scott's class?
The Serafina thing. Hannah Serafina.
Unfortunately, that's incorrect. He said last year he bought these things called a half mask, and you were 100% commit to it.
That's
And it was one of the first times that they didn't know you very well, but you did so well. Andrew, what cartoon character does Miss Barbag think you are?
We'll go with Aladdin. I don't know.
No, she said either Pinky in the Brain or Bart Simpson. How about you, Hannah? What cartoon character does Mr. Scott think you are?
Like, let's say Princess Ariel.
No, unfortunately, he said that you were Olaf because you're sweet, and without COVID, you'd be hugging everyone.
That is true.
I asked your teachers, what is the worst or the funniest thing that the student has done in your class? And Andrew, what did Miss Barbag say?
Or outside of class.
So I had a basketball game one time, and of course, Miss Barbag, being a supportive teacher that she is, wanted to come out and watch the game. And I was so excited, I told her, oh, it's at, 10 o'clock sharp. And the next day, the time was changed to, maybe an hour before. And I completely forgot to tell Miss Barbag the time change. So she showed up an hour after our game was done.
That is correct. Hannah, what is the worst or funniest thing?
This is Hannah as Serafina in the rose tattoo for our 5-minute run.
That is
My
correct.
arms were swelling.
do have a last bonus round before I reveal the score. The losing team currently has a chance to tie up the game, which would make there a final battle round. So I asked Hannah what she thought that you guys were talking about while you and Miss Barbag were alone in the room.
What do I think Hannah thought we were talking about? Her.
Unfortunately, that is the incorrect answer. She thought Miss Barbag was asking if you're doing any plays, and you said that you were not doing any plays.
We were not talking about that.
So that leaves our winning team as Miss Lori Barbag and Mr. Andrew Gaines.
Five, Andrew. High five.
What do you guys have to say to the people watching?
Great job to Miss Barbag. Great job, Andrew.
We did well.
We did so good. Olaf?
Compliment. What about Scott? Scott, where are you in all of this?
That's all the time we have. Thank you very much.